You felt it, right? That undeniable pull some people have. It's not about being the loudest person in the room, or even about looks. It's this quiet, powerful presence. Well, today, we're going to dive into the science behind exactly what that is.
I mean, really think about it. Picture this. You're in a busy place, a party, a coffee shop, whatever, and you just find yourself drawn to someone's energy. They're not doing anything special, not being flashy, but there's just something about them that grabs your attention, without them even trying. So what's that all about?
Okay, so here's the thing. It might feel like some kind of strange, mystical force, but it's not magic. It's actually a hardwired biological response, and the secret to it isn't something external, it's happening right inside your own brain.
So first up, let's get into the biology of this invisible pull. We're calling it emotional gravity. And believe it or not, it all starts with a really cool feature that every human brain has.
It all comes down to these, a special little set of brain cells called mirror neurons. You've got them, I've got them, we all do. And they're pretty much the key to how we connect with each other on a fundamental level.
So what do they do? Well, their main job is to subconsciously copy or mirror the emotions and the energy of the people around you. It's why when someone yawns, you suddenly feel tired, or when someone starts laughing hysterically, you can't help but crack a smile. Your brain is basically trying to sync up all the time.
And that brings us to this core idea, emotional gravity. This is what happens when a person's internal state is so calm, so solid, so centered, that it actually starts to influence the nervous systems of everyone nearby. Your mirror neurons pick up on that deep sense of peace, and you're subconsciously drawn to it. It's like finding a quiet harbor in a storm.
So let's just put the pieces together real quick. You're near someone who has this centered presence. Your brain, without you even thinking about it, starts syncing up with their calm state. And what's the result? You feel this natural, almost physical pull toward that person because they're a source of peace in a world that's often, well, pretty chaotic.
Okay, so if our brains are mirroring a signal, what is the signal? What's it made of? See, this is where we move past just biology and get into the psychology of it. To really get this, we have to talk about something called the mindset of abundance.
The signal these magnetic people are sending out, it's not, hey, look at me, or pay attention to me. It's something much, much quieter and way more powerful. It's a deep, subconscious broadcast that basically says, I am whole, I am complete, I don't actually need anything from you.
And this right here breaks it down perfectly. You've got these two opposing mindsets. On one side, there's the mindset of lack. This is operating from a place of neediness. It's always looking for something outside of itself, for validation, for attention. It's performing. But on the other side, you have abundance. This comes from a place of wholeness. It's emotionally independent, it's calm, it's centered, and that is what creates the magnetic field.
So this is the whole game. Developing that magnetic presence isn't about learning clever lines or tricks. It's about fundamentally changing your internal operating system, from one of needing something to one of being whole already.
You know, psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called emotional independence. And it's seen as one of the rarest and frankly most attractive traits a person can have. Why? Because most of us are constantly, even subconsciously, looking for other people to tell us we're okay. Someone who doesn't need that? Wow, that's real power.
All right, so we've covered the biology, we've covered the psychology. Now let's tie it all together and look at how this internal mindset actually shows up and is seen by the rest of the world.
And here is the most important part of all. You cannot fake this. This isn't an act. True magnetic presence isn't something you put on like a coat. It's the natural result of doing the deep internal work. It just radiates out of you because it's real.
And at the very foundation of all of this is something called an internal locus of control. It sounds technical, but all it means is you believe that you are the source of your own happiness and success. It's not dependent on likes on a screen or applause from a crowd. It comes from inside.
And look, this sets off a fascinating chain reaction. First, you build that internal source of validation. Because you don't need it from others, you naturally stop performing for them. And when you stop performing, well, your actions are no longer predictable. You become a little bit of a mystery. In a world where everyone is broadcasting their every move, that mystery is what becomes so incredibly magnetic.
I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the whole attitude, right? It's a quiet strength. A person with this emotional gravity isn't trying to game the system of social approval. They're just genuinely, deeply unbothered by it all.
And so we end up with this beautiful, kind of wild paradox. The more desperately you need attention, the more it seems to run away from you.
But when you genuinely don't need it, when your sense of self is solid and built from the inside, somehow the spotlight just finds you all on its own.
So I'll just leave you with this to think about. Imagine if all the energy you currently spend performing and seeking and trying to be seen, what if you turned all of that energy inward? What kind of presence would you build for yourself? And what or who would you start to naturally attract then?